Welcome back to Gimbler Custom Homes, here with episode 3 on the bonus room remodel. As you can see here, we have sheetrocked. So we've also taped and floated the sheetrock. As you can see there, we've yet to texture. We should be texturing early next week. But I wanted to give a more thorough walkthrough update for those of you interested and really following along and understanding everything that's happening on projects like this, especially with remodels and how they're unique. So what I'm going to do is just quickly walk through, kind of show you everything we've done in this room, why everything looks the way that it does in here. So you can obviously see the new drywall, the new tape and float, the new electrical on there. This electrical over here, what we've got, these two boxes here, one is a switch and one is an outlet. And the switch is what's going to turn these wires here. These are going to be lights. So this one is actually going to run through. So if you remember here in the space, we're going to have bunk beds. So we still have yet to fully design it. The homeowner and I, we're gonna have the trim carpenter out likely next week, and the three of us together will brainstorm how we're gonna completely finish it out. But that wire there and that wire there, as well as this one in the middle, is gonna be right in the middle of the framing, and the bunk, the upper beds of the bunk beds are gonna span, a platform is gonna span all the way across this room. So this light is going to be a regular LED, just like that, shining down on the bed underneath this bunk. Same for that one. This wire here is going to cast light onto the platform in between the two beds. So anybody climbing up and down on those beds in the middle of the night can have some light. And so we planned those heights based on the niches. So the carpenter is actually going to build here on this wall space some niches that will be both exterior and interior facing. So there'll be niches on this side as well. But on this side, there'll be a light only on the upper part of the niche. This one, we won't have a light in the niche. It's just the light shining down on the bed, like I said previously. But this light here is going to be a small 2-inch puck light inside the niche, kind of in the top of the shelf, just shining down. So there's a 3-way, so that switch, and there's a switch there. So anybody down on the bottom can turn this light on here. Well, excuse me, it's not a 3-way. If you're down here on the bottom, the person on this bed can turn this light on and off, and then the kid up here, or whoever is up on this bunk, can turn that light on and off with that switch, and right next to it's an outlet for them as well. And then up in the ceiling, we relocated the previous can lights. They were further over. That was actually an old speaker that the homeowner asked us just to terminate and finish off because they weren't actually going to ever put speakers in here. You can see the old can light there. So we actually moved this can light and moved this one over just to center them more with the room. And then we added a fan. So previously there was just a single switch here because it was just turning on the lights. But now we had to add 2 more switches. That switch is gonna power on and off that platform stairway light. So anybody coming in here at night can turn that on or off. One plan actually that the homeowner has is to put a smart switch there, which we'll get way into more detail down the road, but you can put a smart switch there, then have that light on a timer so it actually turns itself on and off at nighttime and in the morning. All of this drywall, the wire, the electricians were able to pull from the attic space and come down to add the wiring for this new switch as well as the new fan. So there wasn't previously a fan in here, which we will now have. So they had to wire a switch for the fan. That pretty much covers everything in this room. It'll start to take more shape as we go along. Here in this room, oh, actually, I guess we added a TV in here as well. Same thing, the electricians were able just to jump power from the attic side, which was convenient. We didn't have to do more damage on this wall. Here in this space, this is gonna be just a single king-size bed in this room, just some outlets for that bed. Same thing in the ceiling here. We relocated the can lights, centered them, made them make more sense in this space, as well as added a fan. So we've got our wiring for that stuff there. Here is going to be a dry bar in this space. So this drain pipe as well as these water supply lines, those are just pre-plumb. We're not actually gonna finish that out. The homeowner just wants to have the ability to add a sink down the road if they decide they want one up here, depending on kind of how they use this space, or even just for resale. So if future homeowner potentially wants to have a sink here, it's already plumbed for it and they can add it. That gray wire there is a UCL wire. Well, it's a toe kick wire. It's a low volt lighting that'll be underneath the cabinet shining down on the floor. That'll finish out really nice. 2 outlets there, one for future garbage disposal. If a sink ever goes in there, then that one's for the under-counter beverage center, just for drinks up here. And then just switches and outlets there. Added a TV wire over there as well to add a TV for that corner. That's pretty much everything in this room. And then previously again here, that was just attic space. So this wall was the common wall between the attic and this living bonus room. We blew into the attic. Walk-in closet now here on this side, which again, starting to take shape. You can no longer see into the attic, starting to feel more like true living space. And here's our bathroom. So in here, this is where our vanity will be. Here's all of our plumbing and wiring for that. There's also a toe kick wire coming on this side because we'll also have toe kick lighting on this vanity. This is a new addition. We actually added this since our last video. The homeowner wanted a fan, a wall-mounted fan in here. They have one in their master bedroom or master bathroom that they actually like a lot, just to get more airflow in here. This 4-inch duct, we actually jumped off of a duct in the house instead of trying to supply new air into this space. So that fan should help circulate the air and help make whoever's in here feel a little bit cooler. This is where the commode will be. We added an outlet down here in the corner in case they wanted to add a bidet or a smart toilet. And then this is our wiring for both for the exhaust fan and for the light in the shower. In the shower space, this is the height that the homeowner wanted this niche, so we planned that out and blocked that out for the niche. And then as you can see here, the valve for the shower, and that may seem like it's very low. This is just where the water supply of the trim of the shower head actually comes into the trim, and then it's actually on a bar. So it's actually, the shower head's gonna be way up here. But we are getting closer. So next week, we should be getting texture. Hopefully this week we'll be texturing. We already have the trim carpenter on schedule. The tile guy should be able to start working in the bathroom. And we already have all of the finish out fixtures themselves. Lighting is in, fans are in, tile has been ordered, everything's ready. Trim materials arriving on Tuesday next week. So we're ready to keep rocking and rolling. Fortunately, we've been able to get contractors here pretty much on the schedule that we wanted to. So this is moving along nicely, and I'm excited for the next update.